Now the brakes don't really stop. Good at low speed, but at high speed, drum brakes just overheat. There's too much pressure.
Quite low and quite small, really.
It is, and he could hide right behind that. Number 35 is his race number. He could hide right behind that because he's very, very thin, thin skinny guy. When you look at the very front, look at the front of the tyre. Just look over here where I'm standing now. You'll see a couple of cut marks.
Oh, yes.
Now, he couldn't buy a slick. They just started making slicks.
Ah.
Come and have a look, mate.
Yeah, no,
They
interesting.
started making slicks in the 70s and couldn't get one for that size, and they were tubeless, and because of the spoke system and this, he's got to use a tube. So he used a road tyre. This is the crazy part. Sand all the tread off, so there's no tread, right? So it's ball, effectively, ball. It's only a bit of rubber, canvas, and then the tube. And so you pump it up tight, so it keeps its shape, and there'll be stress cracks appear. So like the movie, you put a bit of
Nugget.
kiwi shoe polish on it, that's right, and that fills up the gaps, gets you past the scrutineering.
Inspection.
Knowing full well that if you get a flat tyre, while you're riding on that, your life just stopped. You're dead.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the first runs on this, you will see, is just over 200 mile an hour, which is really fast, over 320 kilometres an hour, one run. And he couldn't do it the second one, so it averaged out at 184. Record is now. That's how it worked out, and they make you go both ways just in case you're wind assisted or something like that. So you have to do it both ways to be correct. So that's where it comes in. So that's, and all the crazy things he tried. Over in the coast there's a parachute. There's a wee cover that fits over the streamliner. Because you know yourself, if you're driving along fast, say in a car, someone winds the window down. You have to put your foot down a bit more to go the same speed, because that wind comes in, acts like a brake. On the motorcycles are very inefficient. Racing cars have got all things they're made to go down, but motorcycles aren't made to go anything because there's someone on it.
Yeah.
And they can't put all this plastic. So when you're on the salt flats, you only get up to a certain amount of speed before the forward pressure stops you from going faster and the wheel starts to spin. That's how fast you can go.
Okay.
To go faster, you've got to remove that pressure at the front, hence the streamliner. So the air opens up and then closes like a boat tail bullet, like anything that goes fast, like
Right,
a spaceship almost. And that's what he was doing. The other thing with a motorcycle, if you've ridden bikes, when you go flat out and you've got the throttle wide open, the front usually lifts up and the back usually bogs down, because that's the way the torque and the suspension is. Well, you can't have the streamliner starting to face the moon while you're trying to go fast, so you can't have any suspension. So with no suspension, flat on the soft flats, you don't need much anyway. It's pretty flat. You just got to go fast. So that's why he was mucking around with lead.
Yeah, put
so
the
that it
lead
didn't
in to
start
try
to
and
fish
get
tail.
the ballast, yeah.
So you made a cover to go over the top of it. It's over there. It's red, horrible looking thing. He only ever used it once, and then he couldn't get out of it fast enough. He never rode his bike on it. He got claustrophobia. Got a massive dose of I'm in a coffin. So he made it, but it never got used. And the other thing he used once, he got a parachute. He thought when you're going really fast, maybe a parachute's going to slow you down. Well, if you ride a motorbike and you get someone to grab it from behind,
Yeah.
you'll end up falling off.
Exactly.
Because that's not how they made the stop. So the parachute got used once, scared the poo out of him, and now it's sitting here on display.
Gotcha.
So
And where
lots of wee
did he
things.
practice locally? Like just on the roads, or he was
No,
riding on the
Reedy
beach?
on the beach.
Okay.
Because
Just
the beach,
nearby?
yeah, it is. It's 17 miles or so out that way. You can just drive there without any trouble. And at low tide, you can see it goes all the way around the river. And like the beach is quite long.
Okay.
But at different tides, at low tide, there's an area you can go fairly fast on it. And the sand leaves an imprint, and it sucks you off. It's not like being on the road.
Yeah.
It was as close to riding in Bonneville as you're going to get. But that's it. So he's had heaps of blow-ups. The offerings to the God of Speed are all here. There's a big wall of them. Valicet ones as well for this guy. And Indian, he's got the parts all named. They're in Burt's words in writing. Offerings to the God of Speed, that was in the movie. So we've got that exactly, which is Burt's just through the wall there.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I
about
watched the
all
movie last night.
Hey?
I watched the movie last night. I thought good to watch it while you're in Invercargill.
Well, he was, and he was crazy enough to ride the thing on the road over there, trying to get the weights right, and the police did pull him up.
Pulled him up,
They never
yeah.
gave him a ticket though.
Yeah.
And then he did get one of the wheels fell off. I don't actually think he found it. that
Oh, right.
disappeared away through. So he got
On that
that
trailer.
log.
On the trailer, yeah.
So he got that log.
Yeah.
He got the and it just slowly chewed away. But it went for many miles.
Was that the trailer at the front then?
I'm not sure. Was that one we've got? There's a
Yeah.
trailer through next door. One of them.
Wow. So was it 500cc and it pulled out, was it?
No, it's well, it starts off as 500cc, but yeah, it's 1000cc now.
Yeah. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And he built the. He's got to keep the weight down. He made the front mudguard out of a piece of aluminium.
Oh,
You
wow.
can see all the panel beating as it goes round. Now he made the grips, and he cut them with a hacksaw into the file, filed them off the grips. So
Far out.
it's all. He never had a lot of money, but he had a passion. He had a passion, and that's.
So I went and saw the shed, well, where the shed was, the lady let me go in and have a look around the house.
And he did. He did use the old petrol and set it on fire to mow the grass. He never had a mower. And he did have a lemon tree to pee on.
Yeah.
All those wee things are close to the truth. You know, you don't really think. You see the movies made up, but colourful. Burt was a colourful character anyway.
Bit of a ladies' man too, I understand.
Yeah. Well, his wife left him. His kids would have nothing to do with him, and that's one thing Neville Hayes said about. Neville passed away unfortunately Christmas before last. He, when John Munro from Christchurch's son come down and started presenting prizes and stuff, he was just taking his father's glory, but when his father was alive, he had nothing to do with it. It was just unfortunate. That's the way it works out. So he was a bit of his ladies' man too.
Yeah.
Not sure about the crushed dog balls. I'm not sure where that comes from. Might be a bit of colourful stuff in there. So, we've seen it. Unfortunately, Norman owned everything. Vice Consul for the movie. There's no money changing hands. Norman said, I don't want money. We've got to get the arm. He said, I want the bikes. I want the bikes. That's my price. You have all the stories you like and all the things the guy to speed and stuff and Burt's shoes and his helmet, but he said we would like one of the bikes back to put in the shop.
Yeah.
And as it turned out, the other bike was destroyed. And Anthony Hopkins, as I say, he didn't need a race on the way. The bikes have to do, they have so that was just a station of the
Yeah, that's straight. Yeah.
So they made the thing, they worked out a couple of wee, what they call mouse ears on them. They're designed to take the ear down at the snow. But when they made the replica, they thought, oh, we'll just make the replica. We look inside and you'll see fiberglass, aluminium and wiring, trying to keep the engine cool. It's just got too hot.
Yeah. So when did he pass away?
76 one.
76. Just think this, the guy that started this business in the car, Burt passed away in 1977. Burt passed away prior to that. And Norman Hayes, that supplied everything, he passed away in 2005. Actually on the 21st September. He passed away 2 days before they released the movie.
Oh,
Yeah, but we couldn't get him to be in it because he said no, not being in it. But he's supplying everything, all the stories, some of the photos and stuff.
He's done a little Alfred Hitchcock, like a little, been in the
Well,
background
we
somewhere.
did with Bill Richardson, and he died of a heart attack some years ago. All he had to do was open the window and say, "See you, Burt," as he was taking off heading for one of them, you know, on one of, that's all we wanted on. And I've been here 52 and a half years. And Norman's always seen a father figure. Sent me away doing courses on sales manager. With a lot of other people say, "Hey, you always look, is this you do?" But that's how this company runs. When you join the business, you actually join the family.
Yeah.
They're very, very nice people. You never look at your pay, there's a whole lot of things that they do for you. So it's, once you're in working and you get left away to do your job, it's very, very nice. But the starter for the bike is one of the starters in the case over here. If you look at the valve set, you'll see the wee socket
oh yeah, yep.
sticking out on that side. There's one on the Indian too, and they're both actually the same. And they use to start them cold. They use a starter motor onto a big battery,
Oh, okay.
and there's a spline going there with the same cog on it. So they virtually hold that. It's got handles. Hold that and turn the motor.
Put it on and...
Yeah, but they don't turn it geared down. It's by the crank. We're actually cranking over the whole
engine.
engine from the crankshaft. So that's part of it. That's his parachute thing again. And that's that thing he made.
Oh yeah, they
Oh,
only
it
use
Fits
one.
over there, but as I say, he's got a wee release mechanism he built into it. But he said he got a real bad case of claustrophobia. So it didn't sort of work. We had a guy called Roddy McMillan, and Roddy was unfortunately Roddy's passed away. He had a horrible disease, but Roddy became an expert in casting bronze. It wasn't anything to do with Burt, but that's what he liked to do. In fact, the Indian that's over by the entrance to Queen's Park, that whole thing has been cast by Roddy. He made the whole thing. Now he made all the prizes. These are all the prizes for the Burt Munro Challenge. They all come back to here.
Oh,
So
right.
they've all got their different categories that they chase, and they're all cast out of bronze. And Roddy cast a whole lot, and even he cast some of Burt's blow-ups, and he put the wee mouse inside it. That's just put the wee mouse on top of the wee thing there too. That's what Roddy did. He's a lovely, lovely man. But unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm sure Burt had a few mouses running around in that shed.
he wouldn't be feeding them. I don't think he'd barely feed himself.
Oh,
Anyway, that's
so we can
Thank you
actually.
so much for your knowledge.
Please do.
Yeah,
If you can't find the handlebars, it's because they're too high. Because there is a